Warriors, man, how do you become a millionaire? Well, I've been talking about the first industrial revolution, the second industrial revolution, the third industrial revolution, and now we're heading into the fourth industrial revolution. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hand. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. And I'm working on this new format here where I do my pre-recorded video in the morning, and then I'm going to go live with you guys around 12, 1 o'clock every single day to bring you guys up-to-date news. The beautiful thing about this, and the reason why I'm doing this, because news comes so fast and furious that I want to bring this to you guys. Now I want to share with you guys for just a moment my mission and purpose on this earth. My mission and purpose is to bring freedom to as many human beings as possible. Now, the only way I can do that is by freeing my own dome. Many of you may know me or been following me for a while. I just came back off my spiritual journey. I believe in God. I follow the life of Jesus as close as possible. I'm non-religious. I accept everybody. I'm the kind of person who wants to see you shine. I want to see you become the best version of yourself. Now, monetary often helps people get the resources they need to find their true self. But one thing that I'll tell you is on your way to becoming a millionaire, the question you have to ask yourself is, who are you becoming? 85% of people that win the lottery go broke. Almost all pro athletes, not all pro athletes, but many pro athletes lose all their money after they get their wealth. And people who run into large amounts of wealth, if they don't change their subconscious mind, end up poor once again. Because many of you are going to become thousandaires, some millionaires in the crypto space. But the question to ask yourself is, who are you becoming in the process of? So what we're going to do is we're going to break down some crypto news that just came out yesterday. So you may have heard this before. I'm also going to talk about the first industrial, second industrial, third industrial, and fourth industrial revolution. And I want to show you this article, and I'm going to show you how close you are to becoming a millionaire. Okay, so let's jump right into it, Warriors. So breaking news, which would be yesterday, but I wanted to bring this out to you guys. So the court has granted Ripple's request to access the SEC's internal trading policies. This is phenomenal, Warriors. So Ripple requested to obtain the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission internal trading policies, has been granted by Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn. The court has opined that its request has been met to lower the bar for relevance. The court finds that the information sought meets a low bar for relevance, including the potentially with the respect to claims against the individual defendants. Warriors, this is huge news. So they're going to get access to the SEC documents around Ethereum and Bitcoin. And I remember, you guys know my narrative. I believe that this is all a political theater to bring in regulation to the crypto space. And about 99% of cryptos are going to get wiped out. So here's some other great news. Paraguay University to accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP in August. Students at the institution can pay for their degrees and courses using cryptocurrency when the fall term begins. Paraguay University said Americans will begin accepting cryptocurrency as payments starting in August. General Director Camilo Diante, however you say that name. According to this gentleman, the university crypto wallet is ready to receive payments, but won't activate the wallet until the fall term begins, when it plans to include a payment button on its website. They're probably waiting for the bull run, baby. Unlike many businesses that say that it will accept crypto, the university will not immediately convert its crypto into fiat. Rather, it will decide to receive the payments, the director said. The director said American University worked with the local crypto company to develop the project along with its own IT team. He didn't disclose the crypto company's name. Following the announcement on Twitter, the university received inquiries from competitors asking how to implement crypto payment methods. These people are genius. This is going to lead into my next two stories of how you can become a millionaire. But before we go into that, I want to show you this really quickly. So Israel's central bank tests digital currencies, shekel, using Ethereum. The Bank of Israel is testing its central bank digital currency, the digital, am I saying that correctly, shekel, as a private permission ecosystem using Ethereum, according to Globes and Hebrew language financial newspaper based in Tel Aviv. In May, the Bank of Israel published a report calling for public comment on the potential issuance of a digital coin, digital dollar, basically, their digital currency. The bank, which said it has been considering the issuing of CBDC since 2017. Now, let's think about that statement for just a moment. So all these people around you, all of you guys are in cryptocurrency, right? All these people around you are telling you that cryptocurrency is a fraud. When Bitcoin came out in 2008, there's been more money printed since Bitcoin's inception. I want you to really rationalize that. Since the financial collapse in America, there's been more money printed since the inception of Bitcoin. Okay. Many of these companies have been working on cryptocurrency protocols for a very, very long time. And as this news comes out, it should pull you to the 30,000 foot overview. I just got off the 10 o'clock call with my private warriors, and I showed them that we haven't even hit euphoria yet. It felt like we hit euphoria January to March, but what happens now is the institutional investors are involved, so they're able to suppress the price. It's like a bow and arrow. That's how I look at it. The bow and arrow is pulled back, the price is appreciated, it keeps getting pulled back, and then boom, they're going to let that bow and arrow go. And what's going to happen is the institutional investors, as the price goes up into euphoria, that's when they're going to start selling and pull the market down, right? So I'm focused on 2025, and I'm teaching my warriors to be fundamental investors. And this is the part where I'm going to show you, how do you become a millionaire? I want you to take a look at this title right here. Now, if you've been following me for over a year now, you heard me when I first started my YouTube channel. I was educating you guys on the first industrial revolution, the second industrial revolution, the third industrial revolution, and the fourth industrial revolution. So the richest people in the world that have transitioned from the first to the second to the third, and now the third to fourth. And I am in love with this article right here. SoftBank CEO says he wants to be the 21st century Rothschilds. Now, I want you to think about that for just a moment. Who are the richest people in the world? The people who took the risk to invest in the next industrial revolution's technology or infrastructure. So the billionaire said, many people have asked him over the last 4 years with SoftBank Group is, with some saying they like him very much as an entrepreneur, but not as an investor. Sun said he would describe SoftBank as a capital provider for the information revolution. In the 21st century, in the same way, Meyer Ansel Rothschild was the capital provider for industrial revolution of the 19th century. In the Industrial Revolution, manpower was replaced by machines, and Sun said in the Information Revolution, AI is the one replacing machinery, he said. So he said, the chief executive officer of Japanese tech conglomerate SoftBank said to shareholders on Wednesday that he wants to be viewed as a 21st century Rothschild. Now, I want you to take a step back and look at your life right now. That's who you are as a cryptocurrency investor. I don't want you to look at pump and dumps. I don't want you to look at this quick return on investment. What I want you to look at is what the billionaires are doing. I've been showing you what BlackRock was doing, right? BlackRock is bullish on cryptocurrency, but still says it's speculative. But on the same token, they're invested in MicroStrategy, the number one investor. And let me tout this for you again. BlackRock is the number one investor in MicroStrategies. MicroStrategies is investing tons of money into Bitcoin. And right when the China FUD came, they put $13,000 into Bitcoin. If you are the number one investor in a company, you are owned by the shareholder, correct? So do you think that Michael Saylor has to go to the number one investor in their company and discuss those moves with them? Absolutely. I sat on the board of directors for Habitat for Humanity, a nonprofit organization, when I was in corporate America. The CEO reports to the shareholders and the board of directors. When the CEO of Habitat for Humanity wanted to make a move while we were selling a property, they had to get approval from the board. So do you think that somebody who is a number one shareholder is going to have a say in the decision about the Bitcoin? I beg to say yes. So think about this. You right now are invested in the new infrastructure of the world. So we need to pull ourselves up into that 30,000 foot overview and really look at what you're truly invested in. This is powerful. This is how you become a millionaire and a billionaire. You don't look at today's results. You look at the future and say, where are we heading? Not where we're at, where are we heading? AI, gas, solar, wind. Think about that, warriors. The middle class is going to get wiped out. Jerome Powell from our Federal Reserve is saying that exact words. He said, I'm worried about the middle class. We're coming back to a new economy leveraged toward technology. That's his words, not mine words. Those are his words. And so if you know what he's saying, they're signaling where we're going. They're pumping the money into the economy. We're in a debt-based society, a low interest rate environment, and they're all moving towards a CBDC. And the BIS, Bank of International Settlements, just announced that they are fully backing digital currencies. What are you going to do? You're going to sit on a fiat dollar and you're going to invest in the stock market that's overvalued? Look at the Warren Buffett indicator. Or are you going to invest in the new asset class and ride the volatility, just like people did in Amazon, just like people did in Apple, and became the richest people in the world? So this is how you become a millionaire, warriors. You decide, you commit, and you hang on to the bull as long as you can, and you make really good decisions. That's how I teach my warriors. I show my exact exit strategy in my Warrior Academy. Links down below. You can join and see my access to my portfolio. We just got off our crypto call. I go live in my Discord 3 times per week. We have a cryptocurrency community supporting each other so we can all become the wealthiest people in the world and create freedom. Okay, so this is something I want to bring you back to. Well, just a week ago, everybody was freaking out because China flooded the marketplace. They said they're shutting down most cryptocurrency projects. And then they're coming out with this type of news. It says three reasons why China's Bitcoin crackdown isn't all that bad. It's confusing, isn't it? So China's relationship with Bitcoin has long been defined by regulation. As news of the country's latest restrictions once again dominates headlines, it's important to put the new regulations in context of the past ones. So number one, Bitcoin is not banned in China. I've been hearing people on TikTok, all these people saying it's banned in China. It is not banned in China. As it currently stands, China's citizens aren't being forced to surrender their assets to the state. The terms Bitcoin's bans have been thrown around a lot in regards to China's clampdown, but it's important to note that there's been no outright ban on holding Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies. China's central bank is primarily concerned by the increasing popularity of cryptocurrencies because its direct challenge the nation's economy and the financial stability by unpinning the enforcement around speculative crypto trading and mining. It's a Chinese state council hopes nation's economy will be better insulated from the wild volatility of the crypto market. Okay. Now, number two, improving mining decentralization. While the exodus of miners may disrupt the crypto market in the short term, in the long term, increased decentralization promises to make Bitcoin networks less vulnerable to the rules and regulations in a single country. Let me break this down for you. Texas is saying, let's go, bring the miners over here. Texas is becoming one of the biggest economies, bringing them over. Wyoming, they're a crypto-friendly state. This is great for America. We can bring these miners over here. And what they're saying is that we can spread the mining across a broader spectrum instead of having all the mining centralized in China, who is trying to control everything, right? So this is a really, really good thing for the crypto space. Also, which I'm going to take you into in just a moment, is the zero carbon by 2050 is the next narrative that you need to look out for. If you look at number three, a greener crypto mining industry. With the sizable portion of Chinese miners expecting to be relocated to the United States, this is huge for our economy, warriors. The exodus could actually be a positive step towards reducing Bitcoin's carbon footprint. Now, this is a big narrative, warriors. Banks, ATMs, they put out way more carbon footprint than Bitcoin ever would. It's just a narrative that's trying to push you and fudge you out of the marketplace so that the big institutions can pack their bags. They can get the price appreciation. They can get the capital back into their banks and institutions, and they can re-lend that back to this dumb. They call us dumb money, right? They need to have capital to invest. That's why cross-border payments and liquidity is going to be very, very important for the banks. So one landing spot for Chinese miners could be Texas. The state benefits from some of the world's lowest energy prices and growing share of renewable energy sources and deregulated power grid. Maybe most important, it has one of the most pro-crypto politicians in the country as a governor, Greg Abbott. So this is really, really cool to look at. Then this announcement just came out too. Just in, Gemini buys $4 million in carbon credits to cut carbon footprint of Bitcoin transactions. Now, this is important to understand. I've been teaching about the World Economic Forum. They want us to go to zero carbon by 2050. The first thing, and I'm not talking politics, but this is the first thing that President Biden did when he went into office. The number one thing he did was he signed us right back into the Paris Agreement. Also, part of the Paris Agreement is the Crypto Climate Accord. This is really important to understand. Now, what does carbon credits mean? When a company puts out a ton of carbon into the system, they need to buy carbon credits to offset the carbon that's put in the system. With BlackRock, the Rockefellers, all these people getting into the narrative of carbon credits, they are the biggest funders. Some of these companies are the biggest funders of these companies to continue to grow. So if they don't get on board with the carbon credits, these companies are not going to survive. If the gas and oil companies don't transition into energy efficient and zero carbon companies, they are not going to get their funding and survive. So there's a big zero carbon narrative, and that's another way you can look to become a millionaire, is look at the companies that are going to help with sustainability. They're going to help companies with reporting for carbon, where are going to help companies come up with the carbon credits, and also cryptocurrencies that are going to be in the green, energy efficient, zero carbon narrative. So I want you to watch this video really quickly with me, and then I'm going to give you the narrative on this, and I'm going to show you who's partnered with the Crypto Climate Accord.
Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ether are becoming mainstream, and the primary technology underpinning the cryptocurrency industry, blockchain, is earning its place in dozens of industries, from healthcare to logistics to the energy sector. Large enterprises are starting to accept cryptocurrencies as an alternative to conventional fiat payment. Non-fungible tokens issued on top of blockchain platforms are supporting artisans in new and exciting ways. Surging demand for crypto and the accelerating adoption of blockchain-based solutions has surfaced a critical issue: the large and growing energy consumption of cryptocurrency and blockchains, and the climate impact of their energy use. Industries from across the global economy are beginning to decarbonize their operations. We can do the same in crypto. We have the opportunity to decarbonize the industry. That's why the Crypto Climate Accord was born. Inspired by the International Paris Climate Agreement, the Crypto Climate Accord is focused on decarbonizing the cryptocurrency industry in record time. Global nonprofits EnergyWeb, Rocky Mountain Institute, and the Alliance for Innovative Regulation are launching the Accord in cooperation with a growing list of fintech, crypto, and energy industry leaders. Our collective ambition will create wins for both the planet and the global economy. The Accord will catalyze one of the fastest industry-wide decarbonization efforts ever. Join us in the effort to decarbonize the crypto industry and the world's energy system. Act now. Get involved. www.cryptoclimateaccord.org.
Awesome. So I want to show you that, Warriors, really quickly, and I want to show you who the partners are here. I'm going to address some of these questions here in the comments as we continue on. So one of the partners here is Ripple for the Climate Accord. So think about that, Warriors. Ripple is part of the World Economic Forum. Brad Garlinghouse sits on the Cryptocurrency Committee. BlackRock sits on the World Economic Forum, right? The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I'm going to address a comment that was just put here about me following Jesus in this. And I'm going to explain my narrative on that. And so what I want you guys to think about is, I'm actually going to address this comment right here. It says, I thought you claimed to follow the life of Jesus, but you pushed the environmental destruction for profit, just like mining for gold, just to put it to be safe. So you can spend your whole life looking at nefarious activities. You can say Bill and Melinda Gates are nefarious. You could say Coach JV is nefarious. They killed Jesus. Why? Why did they kill Jesus? There was a robber that was right next to Jesus, and they killed Jesus. Jesus was speaking truth, his truth. He didn't follow a narrative. He found peace within himself, and he was working to create freedom for people. Now, there's tools and resources, just like this phone. This phone can be used to look at pornography. And this phone can also be used to make millions and millions of dollars to help millions and millions of people. So your idea of what's nefarious or not doesn't mean it has to be my idea of what's nefarious or not. My mission and purpose is to watch what the billionaires do, not what they say, is to become a very wealthy person on this earth because God says I deserve that, and bring the money back to the people. These are infrastructures of the new way we're moving. I want you to think about that. How much has it changed? And people that say those types of comments, let me ask you a question. Do you use an iPhone? Do you use the internet? Do you use Bluetooth? Do you have an Apple Watch? Are you watching it on an Apple computer? So you could spend your whole day looking at nefarious or not. The truth is, I don't care who's left. I don't care who's right. I don't care who the president is. I don't care who Bill and Melinda Gates are. What I do care is that I help people create freedom. And we can either complain about being broke, or we can complain about being the richest people in the world. We can say that people are nefarious, just like they did with Jesus, and they killed him. Jesus came back from 40 days and 40 nights, and they quickly killed him afterwards. So what I'm here to do is just give you information to make informed decisions. And yes, I follow the life of Jesus as close as possible. I try not to watch pornography. I do no fapping. I'm a very disciplined individual. I don't sleep around with women. I'm very, very giving. I support people. I'm a very good person, non-religious. So I wanted to take that time to answer that comment, to really express my gratitude, first of all, for all of you guys, and to understand that it's nothing outside of you that's going to make you wealthy. The wealth comes from here, warriors. When you become wealthy inside, you become the richest people on earth. That's the truth. And the question I want to ask you, and I've been telling my warriors when I came back from my spiritual journey, is in the process of becoming a millionaire, the key is, who are you becoming? Who are you becoming in the process of? Because if you hit it big and ripple, and you make 10 million, 1 million, 300,000, 50,000, the question is, who are you becoming? Because the money is only going to exasperate who you already are. Let me repeat that. The money is going to exasperate who you already are. What I started by saying is 85% of people who win the lottery or run into very quick money go bankrupt. The reason why is because they never changed their subconscious mind. That's why I went broke 3 times. I'm able to make money. I know how to hustle. The 3rd time that I lost my money, I finally said something is wrong. It's because I grew up in not a impoverished environment, but I didn't grow up in a wealthy environment. I was taught that we can't afford that, or money doesn't grow on trees. And it actually does. It's actually paper. Think about that. So I started to change my frame of mind. And once I changed my frame of mind and I read the book, Richest Man in Babylon, I started to become the richest man on earth in my head. And I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. I am the greatest of all time. And Jesus and God has taught me that I have the ability to think that way. And so now my whole frame of mind has changed. And a year and a half ago, I lost all my money. And now I have money. I have the ability to take care of people. I have $1 million company. I'm going to probably be a millionaire by the end of this year personally in my own personal assets. But none of that matters, warriors. What matters is who you're becoming in the process of. And that's what I teach in my Warrior Academy. Yes, we show the crypto portfolio. Yes, you have an exit strategy. Yes, we have a crypto Discord. But the differentiator is we have our 120-day challenge where we take you through subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation, habit stacking, subconscious mind programming, warriors. Because you could spend your whole day judging other people. But as you're judging other people, all you're doing is creating a mirror and asking yourself, why am I judging that person? Because there's no perfect person on this earth. There was only one in history that we know a story of, right? And it sure as hell ain't me. So what I'm doing is I'm working to work as good as I can, to be as great as I can with the moment in time I have. Do you realize I only have 2,441 weeks left on this earth, and I plan on taking fucking advantage of every single moment on my time? I am the greatest of all time. And I will teach my kids. I will teach my kids that they can be exactly who they want to be. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And as we always say, warriors, rise. Let's go.